Anna, this is unbelievable.
You can't be serious. Accusing Felicia of being a thief?
And the idea that Frisco is collaborating or helping her or whatever else it is that you're saying, it's just preposterous.
Well, it appears our police chief is deadly serious.
I don't understand. 1 minute you act as if all you want to do is question Felicia and Frisco, and now like this.
Just calm down, can we? I'm just relating the facts as they were reported to me. Now, I have to act on those facts. I have to investigate the situation. I mean, do you honestly believe I think that Felicia is guilty? No, I don't. Not in 1,000 years. But I've got to ask them questions.
And bring the entire brownstone into the act? Come on, Anna, this is ridiculous.
Wait a minute, Mr. Meyer. Chief Devane just can't pick and choose when she's going to follow the law. It's just too bad that the people under suspicion have relatives here, and some of us are friends, and I include myself in that category.
Now, let's just hold it and let's not blow this. Now, we can beat this whole thing on the facts. You don't have any real evidence, do you? All you have is a discrepancy in the bank deposit.
Right, bank report, that's all I have.
Well, then what are we all getting so uptight about?
Oh, it's probably a bookkeeper's error at the bank.
Or it could have been a mistake made in Duke Lavery's office.
Felicia keeps Duke's books.
And she can't be arrested for lousy math.
Well, we hope so.
Oh, Anna, come in, gentlemen, please. Headquarters said you were still here.
Do you have a report for me?
Hello, everybody. Yes, I do. I took inventory down at the waterfront. The police reported a lot of loose money found along the docks.
How much cash?
$28,000.
28,000?
Have a look. Must have been quite a sight. All that blue water and all this green.
Thank goodness. It's going to be part of the 45,000 that Duke Lavery lost from his...
Oh, now,
Come on,
wait a
Anna.
minute.
Look, this is getting more ridiculous all the time. Just because somebody dropped a bundle of cash...
Quite a bundle.
It doesn't necessarily point the finger at Felicia and Frisco. You have nothing solid here. You have no solid evidence. You have no witnesses.
Excuse me, Jake. Excuse me, please. We do have witnesses. These gentlemen right here. Bill Monroe, Dick Tucker. I'll let Bill start out because his motorcycle was stolen today.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Okay. Earlier today, I left my brand new motorcycle parked on the waterfront. I kept the bike running. I went in to make some deliveries, and I got right back. And damned if I saw two people were stealing my bike.
Can you describe these people for me?
Sure, it was a man and a woman.
What were they wearing?
The man was dressed in a light blue shirt and dark pants, and he had patches on his sleeves like a uniform or something.
Could be Frisco. Continue.
And the girl had long blonde hair, really long hair.
All right, what is the number of your registration on
AJ123.
There's more to the story, Anna. Mr. Tucker, would you continue, please?
Yeah, I was down on the waterfront, and I saw these two people going by on a motorcycle. I mean, it was weird. All this cash is flying all over the place. It was coming out of the girl's coat pocket.
What kind of coat?
White fur.
White jasmine mink?
Tony, with me?
What was that, Tanya?
Nothing.
Yeah, go on. Say what you want to say.
You know, actually, I just completely forgot what I was going to say.
Oh.
No, you didn't. It's about that white fur coat Felicia modeled that night at Jude's club. You know, she said how much she really liked it.
Now, there is no proof that that man and woman was Frisco and Felicia.
Every blonde who drooled over a mink.
All right, why don't we just listen to what the witnesses have to say, shall we? Would you recognize this girl if you saw her again?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I think this is absolutely ridiculous. Why don't we just prove that it wasn't Felicia on the motorcycle, gentlemen? This is Felicia.
That's her.
That's the one.
All right, I want to follow up on this. I'm going to go back down to the waterfront.
Where do you intend to start?
I want to go to Jude's club. I want to see if that fur coat came from there. Excuse me, please. Thank you, gentlemen.
Another few minutes and the cash will be moving through the club, Angel. Get ready.
I'm ready, Duke. Just say when.
Well, if our watches are in sync, the Toffee will be moving the liquor boxes right about now.
Don't get nervous, Duke. I'll connect with Tuffy. You're letting Damon get to you.
Oh, Damon is a pain in the you-know-what.
Duke, he's getting paid to be that. There's one in every organization.
Yeah, well, this is one plan that he cannot badmouth. Two liquor boxes sitting around the office here is going to look like, well, like business as usual.
Just so long as there's no liquor in them.
Well, that's no joke. You better make sure you get the right liquor boxes. Otherwise, the bartender's going to be in for one shot when he goes to pull out a bottle of whiskey and comes across our cash instead.
Duke, I know those two boxes. Come on, I marked them myself. You know that.
Yeah, you've only got 10 seconds to get off the elevator, take the two liquor boxes off Tuffy's cart, and get them back into the elevator.
It'll work.
Well, Tuffy's prepared to cover for you if anything out of the ordinary comes up.
The only thing that's going to come up in the elevator is me with the 2 boxes of cash.
And then the next step is the next frame on Felicia. Hey, poor Felicia.
Well, we got to stick it to her again, Duke.
Well, I really hope Felicia is enjoying that mink coat.
Look, when do you plan to find the coat missing?
Well, after we've got the cash put away safely. I'll be going over the plans for the raffle tonight. And, well, what do you know? The fur coat will be missing.
You know, she really loved that fur coat.
Yeah, and I better remember that when I talk to the police. She really did enjoy wearing it when she modeled it last week, huh?
She really walked into this one.
I really feel lousy about this, Angel.
Oh, come on, Duke. You're keeping both those kids alive. Remember that.
Yeah, for as long as it takes me to handle the rest of the cash shipments, about 3 weeks, I have no choice. You better get going. Tuffy will be passing the elevator.
Duke, I'll be right back.
Anna.
Hello. I'm sorry I didn't call ahead, but I've got some important business here with you.
Oh, yeah, you never need a reason to see me.
I have some more evidence relating to the bank deposit theft.
I see.
I have to ask you some questions.
Well, then why don't we go to your office, then we can talk there.
No, it's all right. We can stay here. Some questions about Felicia, actually.
Well, just give me a half a glass, because I want to see if I can decipher this. I want to keep a clear head for this. Okay? On second thought, I don't think a clear head's going to do any good. Oh, Frisco, this looks Greek to me.
Yeah.
Or Arabic.
Greek.
Or Roman.
All of the above, huh?
Yeah. It's like a hodgepodge of numbers and letters.
You know what they say about computers, right? Garbage in and garbage out.
No, Frisco, I think that's wrong. I really think this is some kind of code, and what I don't understand is why Duke is putting all of his business in code. And more important, why he's accusing me of being a thief.
There's some champagne.
Or maybe he doesn't have anything to do with this.
Well, then who? His sidekick, Angel Moran?
Or Tuffy. He had a key to Duke's back door, do you remember that? And Duke had me change all the locks. He also uses Duke's computer.
No, sweetheart, you may be right about him. He's the one who had to set me up for that poker game. We've got to get to Tessie, find out exactly how both of them are connected in all of this.
And the 1. And the 2. How's that for timing?
Come on, get moving. I'll stay down here just in case.
We're in. We're in. You got nothing to worry about. Okay. Relax. I'm back with it.
Back with what?
Oh, Angel, you're a real prize. Angel found me a supplier who gives me a big, big discount on my favorite brand of scotch.
Very hard to come by.
I won't put it downstairs in the bar because most of my customers, well, they wouldn't appreciate it.
Oh, what's so special about this brand of scotch, then?
Well, I'll educate you one of those days. Now, what was this about the money you found on the waterfront?
Yeah, where did the cash come from?
Anna brought it. It was scattered all over. $28,000.
Well, I thought it might be part of the money that you'd lost in the deposit.
Well, I certainly can't show you my name on it, but, well, I'm afraid it's too much of a coincidence for it not to be mine.
Yeah.
And tell me, those 2 eyewitnesses, were they sure they saw Felicia leave a trail of cash behind?
Yes, they identified her from her picture.
You said you had some questions for me.
I was wondering whether there'd been any other things stolen around here.
I gather you're thinking that Felicia stole something else from me.
Has there been any thievery going on?
What's the difference between an embezzler and a thief? It's all the same.
Well, I haven't paid much attention to my personal possessions. Do you want me to take inventory?
How about that white jasmine mink, the one you were going to raffle?
Well, I have 3 furs here on the premises.
Where are they?
They're in the storeroom.
Is the white mink there with it?
Well, I presume it is, yeah.
Would you check and see whether it's there?
Yeah, the storeroom keys are in Felicia's desk. Get them for me, Angel, will you?
You want me to check out the coats?
Thanks. We'll be raffling the mink coat tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what the fur coats have to do with the missing bank deposit.
Well, you know, maybe nothing. I just want to check and see whether the coat that Felicia wore the other evening is there.
Well, Angel will be back with the coat in a moment. The storeroom is right next to Felicia's office.
Duke?
What's the matter?
You're not going to believe this. The white jasmine mink coat? It's gone.
What about the other 2 coats?
No, they're there.
Well, that doesn't make much sense. Why would somebody want to take the mink coat and leave 2 other valuable fur coats?
I'm sorry, Duke.
I gather you suspected perhaps the coat would be missing?
Felicia was seen wearing the coat by those 2 witnesses I told you about. This is as hard for you as it is for me. I can see that. But all the evidence is just piling up towards Felicia, and Frisco's run away with her.
I don't know. I worked very, very closely with Felicia. She has been the soul of integrity. I mean, she wouldn't even ask me. She wouldn't even take 1 hour off work without asking my permission first.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
You've known Felicia for a long time, Anna. I mean, can you think of any reason whatsoever why she'd want to do something like this?
No. No, she's wonderful. She's generous, she's kind, she's loyal,
Go on.
Well, actually, when I first met her, she was in the middle of this wild adventure, trying to find some treasure that belonged to her ancestors. And, you know, it just didn't work out for Felicia, and I thought she'd got over the obsession.
Well, is it possible she never gave up her desire for wealth?
No. No, I really don't think she's that hungry for money.
Well, I thought I was a good judge of character. I mean, I would have sworn by that girl.
I have to agree with you, Duke.
Yeah, you and the rest of the staff, Angel.
I'm sorry, Duke. I'm going to go back down to the waterfront, see if I can find any more of your money.
Okay.
Was that a close call, or was that a close call? I almost gave myself a heart attack when I walked in here with those boxes of cash and Anna was standing here.
Let's get the rest of the cash, please.
She bought your act, dude. You did great, kid.
Yeah, we just got lucky, that's all. I hope Felicia's enjoying that mink coat. Would you like a drink, Devane?
No, thanks. Just give me the good word.
Well, you got it. The cash is safely put away.
Well done. I'll let you know the date of the next shipment.
Whatever. We're ready for it.
I have to warn you that the next shipment will be larger.
Oh, you've already said that, man.
I mean, much larger.
Angel, go get Tuffy. Tell him tomorrow I want him to enter tonight's cash shipment on the tumble-dry computer file.
Will do.
After he's done that, I want him to deposit the cash in the bank, the union pension fund, and also in the club accounts. Go, man. He knows the procedure.
You got it.
I hope you're not planning on using these boxes for the next transfer.
I hadn't even thought about it, actually.
Well, you start to think about it then, huh? You're going to have a new cover. If anybody's watching your activities down here, I don't want them seeing repeat performances.
I'll come up with something else. What makes you think anyone's onto us anyway?
I always prepare for the worst. And I don't have to remind you that the waterfront is crawling with police.
Oh, they're only doing their job, man. They're still trying to find the rest of the cash that was stolen from me. At this moment, I am the victim in the eyes of the police department.
They're also trying to find leads on Felicia and Frisco. And the more they poke their noses into the waterfront area, the more at risk we are, so don't get too secure about it.
I'll remember that, huh?
Also remember that Frisco Jones is the guy who damn near blew us out of the water down here, so watch out. Nobody else is going to get that close again. And that goes for Anna Devane especially. If she gets too interested in what's going on down here, that'll be the last hurrah for Madam Police Chief.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, we can put a contract out on her as easily as we can on Frisco, can't we?
Over my dead body.
Oh, spare me the heroics.
I'm serious, man.
So am I. Deadly serious.
You harm her, and you will not live to regret it.
Don't threaten me.
I'm trying to speak as plainly as I can.
Well, as long as the cash keeps moving, your lady friend is not in any kind of jeopardy, huh? So you keep the cash moving, Duke, and we can still be friends.
Friends? No, there's no friendship, Damon. It's business. All business. That is the extent of this relationship.
You're right. Strictly business, huh? That's all that's important. And this operation is more important than anyone. Anyone. Is that understood?
Here we go, Anna. Another $6,000, little by little.
Where was this found?
Here and there on the docks. Who said an ill wind doesn't blow good? Lavery may get most, if not all, of his money back.
Okay. Money's one thing, but the fur coat is another.
Oh, you checked out that white fur?
Yes, I did. It was the white jasmine mink, as I suspected. Duke Lavery was keeping 3 fur coats in his storeroom. One of them's missing, the white mink.
Felicia took off with it. No doubt about that.
I don't buy that.
What don't you buy?
I don't buy that Felicia stole anything or that Frisco's involved with it either. I mean, I just don't buy the evidence that a cop is involved in this theft.
Would you think I believe that Felicia is guilty? I'm just collecting the evidence. Come on, give me a little more credit for my judgment than that.
Anna, I just was giving you my best opinion. I mean, I'm not questioning your investigation.
I know. I know, I'm sorry. I can't believe the way this evidence is going.
No, none of us can.
I mean, none of us here believe that either of them would take the money or the fur coat. It's just that all the evidence is pointing towards Felicia, and that Frisco's obviously helping her.
Frisco stealing that motorcycle with her in broad daylight and then taking off in front of witnesses, huh?
Helping a felon to escape. What's worse is that I was one of the witnesses that heard Felicia say how much she would love to have that fur coat.
You know, if only Frisco hadn't warned Felicia that she was in trouble.
So the two of them panicked.
But why? You know, why are they running away from us, from Tony and Tanya, from all their friends? I don't understand.
Why would they run if they're not guilty of anything?
I don't have any answer.
Neither do I.
I will say this, Anna. I've seen situations like this before.
Yeah? Go on.
Well, whenever a cop is accused of a crime, the press, the politicians, everybody thinks that the department is trying to whitewash it in order to save face.
It's a good point, Anna.
Well, is that what I'm doing?
Well, it would help a great deal if you made a statement now.
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, until Frisco and Felicia get back into Port Charles, give them a statement that'll wash. And be prepared. You're going to get heat like you've never felt it before.
The next 3 weeks are going to be the worst, Angel.
Tell me what to do and I'll do it. Whatever.
There's nothing we can do about Damon. He's a wild card. We're stuck with him.
How are you going to handle him?
Very carefully, until all of the cash is out of Port Charles, and I mean all of it. Damon's going to be sitting on us, ready to eliminate anyone he considers to be a threat.
He's got blood in his eye.
I know. I got to protect Anna, Frisco, and Felicia from him. The best weapon I have is Tessie. She'll lead Frisco and Felicia off on a wild goose chase. And that'll keep them away from Anna and Port Charles.
Yes, you can quote that to the governor. You know, frankly, I really resent the implication. It goes without saying that this investigation into Felicia and Frisco Jones's disappearance is going to go on without any delay. Of course, I know that the governor is aware of my friendship with Mr. and Mrs. Jones, but that is not... It's not going to interfere with the investigation. No. No, I will not do that until all the facts are out. No, that is all I have to say. Listen, if the governor wants to discuss this matter any more, then you tell him to call me himself.
More reporters.
No. That was the governor's aide. Do you know what? He was calling me to ask whether Frisco Jones's ties with the police department and my friendship with him was going to interfere with the investigation.
Well, the governor obviously doesn't know our police chief very well, does he?
No, he doesn't.
And by the way, I want you to know that the guys in the force are behind you on this 100%, Anna.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm going to need all the support I can get in the next few days. Looks to me like the heat's going to come down on all sides.
Yeah, I just figured this was going to happen. You know, the press never lets up on a cop gone bad.
We don't know all the facts yet. I mean, Frisco might not have done anything wrong.
No, I know, but it looks like he's aiding and abetting a felon right now. That's the way it looks to the press, anyway.
It's not good enough. We cannot let them be tried in the press. You know, I mean, Frisco's done some pretty stupid things in the past few weeks, but he would never do anything illegal unless he had a really good reason.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I will deny this if you ever quote me, but, you know, I've grown fond of that kid. He reminds me of myself when I started on the force.
You know, we're going to have to check into some things ourselves. I think that's the best way. I'm going to go down to Duke Lavery's office and have a look at the records. And I would like you to go down to the bank and check the information that Mr. Lamb gave us. Make sure that it's all correct.
I'll get right on it.
Listen, I would like some records. I want everything we can get in writing. Everything.
I'll get it in triplicate.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, you got a group of lawyers out there waiting to talk with you. They represent the Lawyers Association?
Great. More pressure.
Duke, I'm looking all over for you.
I'm just going over last night's receipts. Sit down, Angel. I want to talk about the plans for tonight's cash shipment.
Listen, the way things are going, we may not even have a cash shipment.
What are you talking about?
We got big trouble. Someone took the printout of the tumble dry file.
How could they do that?
I don't know, but whoever made a copy was in a hurry. They left the rest of the printout in the computer.
How could that have happened? No one has the access code.
I couldn't believe it either. But someone's gotten a hold of the code.
Well, maybe it was one of our group. It might even have been Damon.
Tuffy checked it out. It wasn't Damon. Nor anyone else in our group.
Oh, God, it had to be Felicia. She must have stumbled across the access one.
That's what I figured.
Why couldn't she have stayed out of this?
Wait till Damon finds out about this.
Why are you calling me here?
I had to talk to you, Mr. Grenville. I didn't know where else to reach you.
Well, you can always call Dukes and leave a message. I'll get back to you.
Well, this couldn't wait. We shouldn't even be talking about this over the phone. Can I come over to the hotel?
Absolutely not.
Well, can you come over to Duke's office?
Not right now. I'm expecting a call from Mr. B. Why don't you wait for me at the bar at Duke's place, and I'll be over as soon as I'm through with my call.
I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Grenville.
I don't think I'm going to like to hear what you have to say, am I, Tuffy?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Grenville. It has to do with the latest threat to our organization.
I thought Tuffy would still be here. Oh, he probably didn't want to waste a minute till he got to Damon.
Well, no one said he was reasonable.
At least he was right about one thing. Whoever stole the computer file did it in quite a hurry.
How much did they get?
It's hard to say from this. I don't know. I guess perhaps they got the entire tumble dry file.
Well, it's all in code. It won't mean a thing to the person who took it.
Oh, Angel, codes are meant to be broken. No, I think whoever had the intelligence to steal this also has the sense to know how to crack the code.
It's Tuffy's fault.
How'd you figure that out?
He never should have left the room with that tumble dry info on the screen.
He didn't have to leave it on the screen for the information to be stolen. The information was taken for a reason. No. My guess is whoever stole it knew exactly what they were getting.
We'll never know the truth, Duke. If he left information on the screen, he sure as hell is not going to tell us about it.
No, man. I wish there was some way to stop him from telling Damon.
He's going to find out sooner or later.
Yeah. I would certainly like to have all the information before he jumps to conclusions. You know how Damon can be.
Yeah, shoot now. Ask questions later.
Well, I don't operate that way. I trust all my employees, and I certainly do not appreciate his tactics.
What if it wasn't one of our group? Suppose it was Felicia Jones.
Now, Felicia has been a loyal employee. I've no reason to suspect she'd do anything like this.
Duke, maybe she picked up some of her nosy husband's habits.
No, well, that's possible, but I don't think Felicia and Frisco would put themselves in this kind of danger.
Or maybe they don't know what they got a hold of.
Yeah, I hope not.
Maybe they stumbled on something that could blow Mr. B's entire organization.
Well, if they have, that same explosion will take them right along with it.
Miss Devane, be reasonable. This whole matter is bound to blow up in your face.
Oh, please don't worry about me, Mr. Dunn. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
We're not only thinking of you, Anna. This issue is a little bigger than that.
Gentlemen, I'm sure Chief Devane understands that the police department will fall under heavy criticism if Felicia and Frisco's disappearance is not dealt with correctly.
Yes, I understand that. But I'm not about to go off on some vigilante search for them.
I absolutely agree with you, Anna. But it is obvious that Felicia and Frisco are in some sort of trouble, and I think we should find them as soon as possible to make sure they're not in any danger.
Let me get on with my job, then.
You can't play favorites, Miss Devane.
I'm not. I'm conducting this case the way I would any other.
Look, I'm sure Mr. Dunn understands that you want to see them apprehended as soon as possible, right?
Look, we're not even sure there's any real evidence against Felicia and Frisco.
You see, Jake, this is exactly the sort of conclusion jumping that I have been trying to avoid.
Well, I think you'd be singing a different tune if the suspects weren't your personal friends.
That is irrelevant. I'm a professional. Now, I have had to arrest my friends in the past, and I would do it again if needs be.
Yes, but you do have a personal stake in this, Miss Devane. So I don't think that we can leave that sort of decision to your good judgment.
I don't think you have any choice in the matter, Mr. Dunn.
I beg your pardon.
If you have any complaints about my job performance, then I suggest you take it up with the mayor. Otherwise, I hope that you all respect the fact that I have work to do and I can't waste my time listening to you anymore.
Anna, I'm sorry about this. My only purpose in being in this committee was to make sure that Felicia and Frisco are safe and protected.
Have I ever given you any reason to think that I don't have their best interest at heart? Excuse me.
Chief Devane, can you please comment on the reports that one of your new officers has skipped town with his wife and thousands of dollars of embezzled funds?
I have no comment at this time.
Can you tell us what's being done to apprehend these criminals?
Please. There is nobody linked with this crime at this moment.
Chief Devane, could your personal relationship with the accused have anything to do with your attitude?
Ginny, my relationships have no bearing on any case I handle.
Cut. And, Chief Devane, I'm sorry, sometimes reporters don't know when to quit.
I think you people should know that a coalition from the Lawyers Association has just met with Chief Devane. We discussed many of the same concerns that you're voicing here now.
Hopefully we were able to convince Chief Devane of the necessity
You're going to have to do something. They are railroading Frisco and Felicia.
Well, I'm going to stay here and see if I can tone down this witch hunt.
All right, I'll see you later.
I know you all know the expression. One bad apple doesn't spoil the whole bunch.
Hannah.
Hello. Rick, Monica, hi.
Hello, Al.
Stop by.
Yes, I wanted to welcome Buzz back.
Well, it's very nice that you could take time out from persecuting innocent people.
I believe Frisco and Felicia are innocent, and we just need evidence to clear them.
Buzz will be very happy to see you. You and Robin have been like second family to him.
Yes.
Hello, Robbie. Hi, hello. And have you heard anything from Frisco and Felicia?
No, nothing yet, I'm afraid.
Oh, is there anything I can do? I've been very worried about them.
Well, I don't think there's anything really anybody can do. We just need to wait until something happens so we can clear them of all these horrible charges.
Hey!
I know I'm home. People are very special. I don't know that I deserve all the support you've given me over the past few months, but I intend to make it up to you, I promise.
Welcome back home, guys.
Buzz, I know I speak for everyone when I say that I've never been more proud of anyone than I am of you at this very moment. Welcome back, Doctor.
Thank you.
Welcome, Beth. He said, where is Sandy?
My beautiful daughter is home fixing up the apartment. She promised to stop by a little later and take me home.
Oh, good.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Anna?
Oh, I'm so happy that this all turned out well for you. I knew it would. I knew it would.
You had faith in me when nobody else did. I'll always love you.
Well, you know, I just had some selfish motives.
You are selfish? I can't
Yes.
believe that.
Well, I missed my old neighbor. I wanted him back.
He's back now, and you can come over and borrow a cup of oregano anytime you want to.
Well, thank you. Speaking of which, I know that Philomena and Robin want to invite you and Sandy over for dinner whenever you feel up to it.
I've been feeling up to that for weeks now.
Oh, I told them to get the lasagna on then.
Super. What's this site I'm hearing about Frisco and Felicia?
I wish I knew, Buzz. I really do.
Well, Anna, it's got to be a bunch of nonsense. Those two would never steal anything, much less go on the run with a motorcycle and a fur coat?
Yes. Well, I'm hoping that Frisco has a good explanation for this whole mess. I'm going to skip off. I just wanted to welcome you back, and I'm going to go down to Felicia's office and check a few things out.
I understand. We'll talk later.
It's good to hear you say that again.
It's awfully good to be able to say it again.
Bye, Buzz. Bye.
At least we won't spend too much here. Let's keep track of every cent of that, honey. It's evidence.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to split it in half. I'm going to put half of it in my right pocket. And I'm going to put the other half in a place where no one can get to very easily.
Depends on who's searching.
Felicia?
Who are you?
Martha. Who are you?
What's it matter?
It does. Have a message from Tessie, if you're the right party.
I'm Frisco Jones. This is my wife.
What did Tessie tell you?
She's scared. It's too dangerous for her to come here.
Tessie's not coming.
Hey, don't get excited, kid. I don't look any better than you do.
Now, you don't understand. We have to talk to Tessie. She has something very important that she has to tell us.
I know that, but she doesn't feel safe coming here. And I don't blame her. I don't feel so good about it myself.
Well, did she tell you anything else?
Only that she was being followed. She wants to help you, but she doesn't want to get herself killed in the process.
Did she say who was following her?
No. But I've known Tessie a long time. She's not one to scare easy. Whoever's following her means business, or she'd be here.
Well, how are we supposed to get in touch with her?
Does she have a phone that we could reach her at or something?
No, but she still wants to meet with you.
Where?
Tessie will be in Cincinnati on Friday.
Cincinnati?
Friday? What are we supposed to do until then?
You lay low. You meet her at Al's video parlor on 2nd Street.
Hey, wait a minute, lady. This sounds like a real runaround to me.
Tessie's just being careful, and you better do the same thing if you know what's good for you.
Frisco, maybe she's right. We really don't know what we're dealing with here.
You know, I don't know who the hell you are, lady. And I don't even know if I have anything to go on, whether Tessie has anything to tell me or not.
It sounds to me like Tessie's your only ticket back to Port Charles.
Where's Tessie?
I don't know where Tessie!
Well, don't tell us that, lady. We know she's afraid.
No! Stop it! Frisco, come on. Frisco, stop it. No. It's obviously Tessie is being followed. We have to get to Cincinnati. Come on.
Nice work, boys.
Tessie set the whole thing up.
You should convince those nosy kids that she really is in danger.
I'm surprised we haven't heard from Damon. I was sure he'd been on the phone by now.
Damon likes to deliver his threats in person.
Yeah. He does like to make people squirm, doesn't he?
Maybe Tuffy didn't get to him.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'm sure of how he'll react when he gets the news of the computer printout.
What did he expect you to do? Post armed guards all over the office? Duke, if someone really wanted to steal something, they usually find a way of getting it.
Yeah, you're right, man. No. I was wondering if all this is worth it.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the business. The office, the clubs. I was wondering if it's worth the price I'm going to have to pay.
I wish I could help you, boss. But we're past a point of no return.
If only I'd never met Anna.
If you hadn't met her, you never would have known Felicia and Frisco.
Well, that also means I never would have fallen in love with her. And I wouldn't give up my times with her for anything.
You're really hooked, aren't you?
Yeah.
In a big way. My only regret is that Felicia and her husband have to suffer.
Duke, it's a lot better than being dead. And that could have happened.
Yeah, you're right. Devane wasn't about to take any more of their interference.
Look at it this way. You saved their lives.
Yeah. They may be on the run under suspicion of a crime they didn't commit, but they are most definitely alive. If only Felicia had not taken that printout. Anna, come in.
Hi.
Any more news about the kids?
No, nothing, I'm afraid. I came by to see whether I could look at Felicia's ledger books.
What for?
I'm hoping that they can provide some information that'll help prove this whole mess is just a stupid mistake.
Well?
I'm glad you could make it over, Mr. Grenville.
So what's so important you have to drag me all the way down here, Tuppy?
Well, I was working in Duke's office on the computer, and I had to step out for just a few minutes. When I got back, I noticed that somebody had ripped out a copy of the tumble drive file.
How did you know it was missing?
Whoever it was in such a hurry, they left enough in the computer I could tell what it was.
So who took it?
Has to be the Felicia dame.
Felicia Jones. That means her husband was in on it too, huh?
That's what I thought.
Well, that does it. No more excuses from Duke. I'm gonna put a hit out on both the kids.
Sounds like a big bike, huh?
Sure does.
Food. Hi, that's your bike?
Yeah, why?
That sounds like a nice machine. Got a lot of muscle in it, huh?
Yeah, it does. It's,
Got some headers on it?
Right. Get out of places as quick as you can, you know.
Yeah, I've been there, pal. I know just what you mean. Where you kids from?
The village.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got a cousin down there. That is a crazy place. For me, I'll take the Upper West Side anytime, you know what I mean? You know, I hear some folks say that yuppies are going to be taking over the whole place. Wait a minute, you kids aren't yuppies, are you?
No, we're not yuppies.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, give me a special burger here with some iced tea.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah,
You
two
really
of those,
like
huh?
it. Okay, be right up.
Thank you.
I'm so nervous carrying this money on me.
Don't worry about it, honey. You know what I always say, if you can't drip in diamonds, drip in cash. It liquidates easier.
Still think I'm very nervous about those guys who went after Martha.
At least we know Tessie is being chased and is on the run just like we are.
Who do you think is following her?
I don't know. Maybe Tuffy. Maybe somebody else from Port Charles.
I'm sure everything's in order. I've no doubt about Felicia's bookkeeping capabilities.
Yes. She's very methodical in her organization.
Well, she made all her entries in the computer, and then she'd make a copy of the deposit entries, and she would attach the computer printout there, as you see, to the appropriate page of the ledger. It's a very good system.
Nothing's foolproof.
Well, nothing would please me more than to find some explanation for the missing money, Anna.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, it says here in her very own ledger books that it verifies the amount of the deposit is $50,000, not the $5,000 that she reported.
I know what this is doing to you, Anna.
I do not believe that Frisco and Felicia are thieves. I mean, it's ridiculous. Frisco might be slightly hot-headed at times, but he is not a thief. He wouldn't take anything from anyone.
And perhaps he's protecting Felicia.
She's not a thief either. I mean, I'm sure that she wishes one day that she will have a fur coat, but she has adjusted herself to the life of a cop's wife. I mean, she wouldn't take money from anybody. It's ridiculous.
Excuse me. Hello.
Captain Lewis here. Is Chief Devane there?
Yes, she is. She's right here. Just one moment, please.
Who is it?
Captain Lewis is for you.
Do you have anything?
I just got back from the bank, Chief, and I just wanted you to let you know that the record's checked out. Felicia's deposit was definitely short by $45,000.
Thought you'd have some good news.
Sorry, Chief. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Well, you've got a lot of messages here from people who have definite opinions as to how you should handle the case. They want to know what you plan to do about a cop on your force who's gone bad.
I am not about to be influenced by that kind of pressure. I am going to give Frisco and Felicia the benefit of the doubt, and I want you to tell them that. Because if they are innocent, they are going to come back to this town of their own accord. And I want them to... I want them to return... Who am I kidding?
Chief?
All right. I want you to put out a statewide APB on the both of them. I think it would be in their own interests to find them as soon as we possibly can and clear up this whole ridiculous mess.
You sure about the APB, Chief?
I don't know what else choice I have at the moment. And, all right, I'm going to be back in my office later on this afternoon. So would you notify me if you hear anything?
Righto.
Oh, that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I know.
I'm not in the habit of hounding down my friends.
Oh, well, I know Frisco and Felicia. I know they know you still care for them. They'll understand you're only doing your job, Anna.
I don't understand my job at the moment.
And perhaps this whole thing will turn out to be some mistake.
Oh, I'm sure of it. But you know, when I find out who is responsible for this, I am going to make certain I will not rest till they pay for it.
What the hell is going on around here?
Damon, what are you talking about? Is that any tone of voice to use in front of our guest?
Mr. Devane, I didn't know you were here. I'm very sorry. Please forgive me.
Well, it's all right. I'm sorry, too, if you had some important business matters to discuss.
No, of course not. Please go on with what you were doing. I'll come back later.
I suppose you were upset because I canceled the meeting we had scheduled this afternoon.
Well, it was, after all, a very important meeting. I just couldn't see any reason for the cancellation, that's all.
Well, perhaps you haven't heard, but two friends of mine, Frisco and Felicia, they've got themselves in some kind of a jam. Well, we're sure this whole thing is some big mistake. Anyway, Chief Devane and I, we were going to spend some time this afternoon to see perhaps if we couldn't help them out.
Yeah, I think I read something about that in the papers. Felicia seemed like such a nice girl, too.
She is. Now, would you mind perhaps waiting outside the office? And as soon as I'm finished with the chief, we can have our meeting as planned.
I could come back later.
No, that's all right. You wait. I won't be long.
I'll be outside.
Thank you.
I wish I knew you better.
Oh, there's time for that.
Well, no, I mean now. I want to know now. It's only fair. I know enough about you to fall in love with you, but I know so very little about your professional life.
Oh, my professional life is very boring compared to the life of chief police and former WSB agent.
I'm sure you've got some exciting stories to tell there.
Well, I don't know how exciting they are, but... Well, some winter's day, you and I will sit down in front of a large fire with a nice bottle of wine. And we'll talk about the past. We'll also talk about the future.
Are you hiding something from me?
Why don't you trust me, Anna?
Well, I don't know that you trust me.
Why are you saying something like that?
If you trusted me, you would tell me about everything right now. Well, it's important, you know, not on some cold, unspecified day in the future.
All good things come to those who wait, Anna.
think we ought to slow down on this for a while.
Why? I know you care about me as much as I care about you.
Yes. I do care about you. But I can't get any more involved until I know that we can be honest and open with each other. Now, I've made that mistake one time before, and I'm not about to make it again.
I would never do anything to hurt you, Anna. Believe me, there are no deep, dark secrets between us.
Well, why don't you just let me be the judge of that?
Oh, don't do this, Anna.
I have to. I'm sorry. If this relationship means as much to you as you say it does, then when you're ready to talk about it, come to me and say so.
I heard about the printout.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad Tuffy didn't waste any time coming
That's
to you,
beside the
Damon.
point. Now, you had your chance to deal with those two kids, and you blew it. Now it's my turn. And this time, there aren't going to be any mistakes. Frisco and Felicia are going to be dealt with once and for all.
It's the best hamburger I've ever had in my life.
Don't let Ruby hear you say that. She'll hit you over the head with a frying pan.
If I could be in Port Charles right now, walking into Kelly's, Ruby could hit me with anything she wanted to.
I really miss Port Charles. My home.
I know what you mean, honey. You know, I've never settled in one place as long as I have Port Charles. It's nice having family friends there, too.
I just wish I could click my heels and we'd be right back there before this all happened.
You're starting to sound like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
That's what I meant.
What?
My life has been one big fairy tale since I met you. Why should we stop right now?
So let's find out where our next yellow brick road is going to take us. Like to Cincinnati, right? Excuse me.
Yeah.
You know I could get a map or something?
No, I haven't got a map, but I got an old road atlas.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you, sir.
It helps.
I mean, look, I'm really good with maps. Let's see. You know, it's probably better if we take back roads from John.
Toast this guy? Huh? Can you toast that?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Hey!
At least I got the coat back.
I know you did. You know something? You really ought to consider a career in wrestling, honey. Will you help me out and wipe that off?
Yeah. Well, it isn't mine. I want to hold on to it as long as I can so I can get it back to Duke. Ugh.
Why would they want to steal the coat in the first place?
Frisco, this is a very valuable fur to die for.
What a mess. Hey, I'm glad you came back. I saw you go running out of here. I figured you're trying to get away without paying the check like that other couple did.
No, not a chance. We'd never do that.
Hell, happens all the time these days.
I'll tell you what, why don't you serve me up a pack of cold ice and some plastic and a piece of pecan pie, all right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll even spring for a scoop of ice cream, because you didn't stiff me on that check, all right?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, honey? You want anything?
No, thanks.
You know, there are times in a man's life. What's the matter?
It's gone.
What's gone?
The money.
No way.
I put it in his pocket. Remember, those people must have stole it.
Let's go. Oh.
Hey! Hey, what about your pie? Damn it. They stiffed me anyway. Yeah. Listen, I just had a young couple in my coffee shop. Yeah, they messed the place up pretty bad, and then they hightailed it out of here. No, they split on some souped-up motorcycle.
If it weren't for your employing neighborhood types, this never would have happened.
Felicia was not a neighborhood type. She was a college graduate and a damn good employee.
Well, I don't care what she was. She's got a piece of our computer printout. That information could blow this organization wide open.
The information is in code.
You know, if she's such a whiz kid as you say she is, she can probably break the code, and that'll send us all to jail, won't it? You want to spend the rest of your life in jail, Duke?
You know, life wouldn't be much different than it is now.
Maybe you're right. Mr. B gets through with you, jail might seem like a church picnic.
I'm tired about worrying what Mr. B thinks.
You better start worrying. He sees Frisco and Felicia as a threat to this organization. Now, I gave you a chance to get the two kids out of town, and you blew it. If you take the fall for that nosy cop and his wife, you are more of a fool than I thought you were. My first instincts were right. Frisco and Felicia have got to be eliminated.
You'll have to find them first.
And do you know where they're hiding?
You'd be the last person I'd tell.
Withholding information like that can be very dangerous, Duke.
What are you going to do? Have one of my waiters take a port shot at me?
Oh, no. I'm sure that Mr. B would be quite inventive when it came to your execution. Now, do you want to tell me where they are hiding?
I'm not sure. I have someone keeping an eye on them.
For what purpose?
So they won't get in any more trouble.
And how long do you expect to keep up this little charade, huh?
For 3 weeks. At that time, I'll get the computer printout back, and Frisco and Felicia will no longer be a threat to the organization. Then they can return to Port Charles under my protection.
I think you've been seeing too many gangster movies, Duke.
No. I'm just learning the rules. It took me a while, but now I'm learning to play with the big boys.
You're out of your mind.
Let me know how you feel at the end of 3 weeks, Damon, will you? I think you'll find out there's more than one way to play this game.
This is no game, Lavery. This is the real thing. You better get that through your head. Frisco and Felicia are as good as dead. It's only a matter of time until I find them. I hope your girlfriend's enjoying the warm weather.
What is that supposed to mean?
Chief Devane's getting a lot of heat from the Bar Association and the governor. Seems they want Frisco and Felicia found now.
And I can handle them.
Well, I think I agree with the governor and his posse of lawyers. Except that I want to be the one to find that renegade cop and his nosy damn wife.
How many times do I have to tell you? I have taken care of Frisco and Felicia.
Yeah, and how many times have you said just that, only to find one or another of them butting into our business again?
My plan is working perfectly. Yesterday's roost sent them scampering out of the state.
Clutching a computer printout that has all the secrets of our entire organization.
Which neither of them can decipher.
Yet.
Come in.
Sorry to interrupt, but I got a lock and a transfer of last night's shipment.
We're moving the cash hidden in bundles of table linen.
Perfect for the nightclub. Delivery should be nice and simple from the ABZ warehouse to here.
Yeah. Unless Anna Devane decides to show up again.
Oh, she won't.
We have your word on that?
I'll stay with her during the entire transaction. Leave Anna Devane to me.
Jake, hi.
Good morning.
I didn't expect you here this morning.
Well, I thought I'd offer you a lift to the office today.
What's the occasion?
Oh, I thought we'd talk along the way, go over some evidence, go over various approaches of apprehending the suspects.
Look, Jake, you just tell your bar association that I don't need you or anyone else to chaperone me. If I need a watchdog, I'll get my own.
Oh, to hell with the bar association. I'm here to help, Anna, not to keep an eye on you.
Oh, dear. I think I ought to post office outside my door. Oh, hello.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Oh, good morning, Mr. Meyer.
Morning.
I'm sorry to bother you at home, Chief, but I got some news, and I figure you want to be notified right away.
Frisco and Felicia?
The New York City police called, and they think they've nabbed our runaways.
Think?
Well, the couple fits the description. They were riding a motorcycle, and they were carrying $2,485.
That's got to be Frisco and Felicia.
The precinct captain down there said they were not cooperating with the authorities.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll cooperate with me. We'll just see how tough Frisco is when I confront him with the ton of charges that are piled up against him. You book me a flight. Next one to New York, please.
Sure.
Make that 2 seats.
got it.
All right, Counselor. I'm warning you. If you're coming along with me to protect your clients, you're going to have your work cut out for you. Because I'm going to get an answer if I have to wring it out of them.
I know something's wrong. First Jake, and then Captain Lewis come over to see you. What's going on?
Sweetheart, please, will you just sit down and eat your breakfast?
Not until you tell me what everybody is so excited about. Are you trying to catch a crook?
I'm trying to.
Who?
All right. Come and sit down. Come on. Sit down. Now, what I'm going to tell you is a secret. I owe you an explanation, but I want you to promise me that you're not going to tell anybody else.
I promise. Who's the crook?
I'm going to see Frisco and Felicia.
Really? Where are they?
They're in New York. I'm going to bring them home.
Great. I was worried about them.
So was I. Now, I have to run, okay, darling? You be very good for Philomena.
I will. Tell Frisco and Felicia as soon as they come back to come and see me.
Okay. I'll be back before dinner.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Be good.
Okay. I'll get it, Grandma. Hello?
How are you, little lady?
Uncle Duke.
Hey. Hey, listen, Robin. Is your mommy at home?
She just left.
Do you know where she went?
Yes, but it's a secret. She made me promise not to tell anyone.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. Your mommy trusts me, you know that.
You know what I want?
What?
To go to the zoo. Will you take me there?
Is that where your mother is?
She could be.
Well, in that case, I'll be happy to take you to the zoo. I'll see you shortly.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The zoo?
Yeah, I'm going to meet Anna there. You can proceed with the plan. I'll keep the police chief occupied.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, hi.
Are you planning on taping here now?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are. I'm doing an interview with Terry.
Did you clear this?
Tiffany Hill cleared it with Duke. Sure.
Well, he didn't say anything to me about an interview.
I see. Where is Duke?
Well, he left the club for a while. Look, I hate to do this, but I really think I ought to check with Duke before I give you the okay. Would you mind coming back later?
Doesn't sound like I have a choice, so, guess not.
Thanks.
Why don't we go outside and set up a time for this? Thank you.
That's all we need. You know, our entire operation on the afternoon news. Money laundering, film at 5.
Dukes. Duke, what's up? Yeah. What's your problem, Mr. Granville? You look like you want to punch somebody out. Aren't things going smooth enough for you?
I want you to talk to Angel and find out where Felicia and Frisco are hiding out. And I don't want you to let on that I'm the one who's interested.
Why don't you talk to him yourself?
She's more likely to tell you. Let me know the minute you're here, huh? What did Duke want? Something wrong?
No, nothing he can't handle.
Has something gone wrong with Devane?
Yeah, Duke can handle that lady. Come on, let's get the linen upstairs.